All right, guys, Robbie here from CrossFit South Bend. I'm here today with Heather. Thank you so much for coming, Heather. So today we're going to talk about Heather's experience with our 90-day nutrition coaching program, and we're going to talk in particular about her experience as an endurance athlete eating this way and how that affected her performance. So Heather, first of all, thank you again for coming. Appreciate it. When you first heard about this way of eating from Megan, who had done the whole 90, what did you think about it?
I had seen, a lot of success that Megan had experienced over the last year, and, she had talked so highly about it. I was a little bit apprehensive because, it seemed there may be, some restrictions, and was worried of, how I would fit that into my busy life and schedule. But seeing, the big changes that I did in her, and, how, much better off she was physically and mentally, and all the benefits that, I could see within her, made me definitely curious and interested in looking into it further.
Okay, good. So we're going to get to the endurance stuff in just a bit, but I want to ask, going through the whole 90, what sort of changes did you notice in your body? We can talk about weight or inches, we can talk about sleep, energy, anything you like.
Yeah, I would say lots of changes, obviously. I was able to, have some weight loss, which was an added benefit, but I think just the energy level, sleep was definitely like a big component of it. Just feeling good after meals too. Like I think before the whole 90, when, I would go off and, have something that, maybe wasn't the best for me. I think just kind of that like after effect that you feel where you just kind of feel gross and bloated or whatever. Like you always feel kind of the same on the whole 90. You feel good. Every day is the same. You don't have kind of that food hangover ever. So just the consistency and kind of knowing what to expect and just, feeling, just very, very good on each and every day and kind of the same.
Okay, awesome. So you have a job.
Yeah.
You have a family. How is it working this way of eating into both of those things?
Yeah, so there definitely are, a few challenges as far as, having to do some prep work and think about things. But my family, luckily, is very supportive of the change. We, as a family together, eat dinner, and, they're pretty good about eating whatever it is that I cook, which has been very beneficial. But, with work and 3 kids and kind of a crazy schedule, it took a little bit of transition and getting used to, but I really think, once you get into the groove and you prepare things a little bit, or you kind of are more comfortable with, what you're eating and what you're making and what your go-to kind of snacks are, having like snacks on hand and things that are compliant and that you can eat in case, anything in life kind of comes up is like really important for me. So as I've kind of learned over the last 90 days, I've kind of made tweaks and changes to kind of how I handle situations so that I'm kind of always prepared, and it's really worked out. It's gotten easier, every day, and has just, been a little bit easier, and it kind of feels more just like a routine, and it just feels like this is the way it kind of always was or always will be. So it's good.
Great. So before we talk about your most recent half marathon, I want you to tell everyone a bit about how long you've been doing endurance running, and then kind of what sort of things you were doing. We talked about, the Gatorade and the goos and the different stuff. Talk about how you were doing things before, and then after that we'll get to, how things went recently.
Yeah. Part of my interest in the whole 90 was also around, as I've gotten older, I've always been an endurance athlete for more than 15 years. I've been an athlete all through, school, high school, college. And I used to always feel that, okay, because I work out and I work out very hard, I can just eat whatever I want. So I'll always be healthy and I'll maintain a certain weight, and I don't really have to watch what I eat, which is definitely, changed as I got older, and I realized, okay, I might need to start paying attention to my diet here. My husband and I joke, we both ran an Ironman, and our first one that we did, we both gained weight. That is absurd. There's days where we would be, doing 7 hours on the bicycle, yet, we gained weight during the training. So there's something wrong there. So it's a big change for me to kind of go from the mindset that, just because I work out, which I think a lot of people have that mindset that, that kind of gives them free reign to ingest anything in their body post a workout because they got a nice good burn on the treadmill or whatever. So that was like a big shift for me as I've gotten older and had to make that change.
Absolutely. So tell people about how things went recently with your half marathon.
Yeah. So and as far as so because I'm an endurance athlete, like I'm around runners that all kind of believe that the carb is the holy grail, right? Eating carbs and carb loading and making sure you have all those little energy goos and shots and all the things around that we feel that we need to have to achieve peak performance. So recently during the whole 90 stretch, I had a upcoming half marathon, and I was very apprehensive of how it was going to go without those things that I've known and treasured for 15 or more years, feeling like if I didn't have those I was going to hit some type of a wall. So I went into it saying I'm going to give it a try and kind of see how it goes. And so I decided I wasn't going to have any granola bars, or I wasn't going to have any sugary snacks or treats or anything like that. I wasn't going to load up on the simple carbs or anything before the race. And so I went into it kind of waiting expectantly to kind of hit that plateau or hit that wall or feel like I needed it. I decided to forego Gatorade at every of the rest stops, and I just did water, and I felt great. It was an amazing experience, one that I've never had before, where I just got stronger on every mile. I never missed those substances, and not only did I feel stronger during the event, but afterwards I felt great as well. So probably the first time in my whole life where I had a negative split, so I was able to run the second half of the race faster than the first half, and just I can't say enough about why I feel like the way that I ate really contributed to that success.
Yeah, and like we were just talking about not too long ago, I have to throw all credit back to you. You did a fantastic job with the whole 90. You had to do the third month of it at the hardest time of the year by far. And like you said, you were actually training not necessarily as much, but eating more clean and kind of the more fat dominant, still still doing very well. So you did a fantastic job. So given all that we just talked about, would you recommend doing the 90-day nutrition?
I think it definitely takes you got to be committed and be all in. But the benefits versus any of the small sacrifices that you make are so worth it. And the best part is it's a for life program, right? So it doesn't feel like a crash diet. I've done those diets before where for 30 days I've gotten on something and I'm like, oh, I'm really happy I lost all this weight or whatever, and then it just increasingly starts creeping back on. And this just feels like something that is sustainable for the rest of your life, and it's good, and you feel good, and there's just something so satisfying about eating whole real foods, and I think I would recommend it to anybody.
Perfect. Well, Heather, thank you so much for coming out. Congratulations on all your success.
Thanks.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time.
Thanks.